going to be talking about the ghost Timmy. Okay, so let's get started. The young voice of Timmy is one of the famous ghosts at Waverly Hills. When he was Timmy, a patient at Waverly, he said he loved to play lever ball, and after hearing his story, hospitals began to brightly color his balls for him. Some visitors say he has placed his balls on the ground and asked Timmy to play, and then the balls are rolled across the floor without being touched. People have reported seeing the ghost of the former patients through the hospital, include the ghost of an elderly woman who roams the hospital, bleeding from her chained hands and a feet, dark, shadowy ghost named it's called the Creeper, said to bring a feeling of doom to anyone who's nearby room 502. It's concerned. One of the most haunted places in the hospital. Stories take a nurse of her own life. A nurse took her own life there, in the room in the room 502. Some witnesses said that she needed to get out. In 2010, a team of ghost hunters investigated the hospital in their TV show, and they claimed to have recorded ghostly voices in the room. But there's a fact about many people are reporting smelling food cooking in the kitchen in Waverly Hills, but the kitchen has been shut down for years. Now that is creepy. Now we're talking about the ghost that appears in the Fairmont Hotel. From outside of the Heritage House, there must be a luxury hotel victim, but it may not be commonplace as it seems. Some visitors have left the building convinced it's haunted. The most famous ghost story tells of a woman named Janie Cox. She often visits the Fairmont Hotel to attend in the social events in the early 1940s. Cox was killed in a car accident from the hotel. Since then, the visitors have reported seeing a ghost of a beautiful woman dressed in a red gown wandering the hotel. The ghost often walks through the elevator doors, and the lady in red, she stays mostly on the 14th floor, and some say the 14th floor of guests, and the lady in red was the rooms in 2017. A man snapped a photo and he said proved the lady in red was haunting the Fairmont. The image appears to show a figure staring out a 14th floor window, and the photo was taken on the 14th floor close to the guests. Repairs have been made. Skeptics say it might have been a red tarp or piece of material repair workers has placed there. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a hint. Skeptic, a person questions and asks to people who believe in. All right, now we're going to be talking about the island of dolls. Location near Mexico City, Mexico. For many children, dolls are a source of happiness and comfort, but quite the opposite is true. If dolls are eyeless, lifeless objects filled with evil spirits, a small island near Mexico City, it's said to be haunted by ghosts of a young girl who drowned nearby, according to a legend. Julian Sartena buried found the girl dead in the water. He also found the doll floating in the water near the body. He hung the doll from a nearby tree to honor the young girl. But as soon as he heard the young boy's screams and footsteps, he believed the ghost of the girl haunted the area. Then he began to collect hundreds of dolls, hanging them from trees all over the island. He believed they make the ghost happy. One day, more than 1,000 dolls fill the island. Many of them are falling apart and have missing eyes and limbs. Their ragged appearance only adds to the creepiness of the island. Fact: the original doll was found in the young girl's body and is still hanging on the island of dolls. Visitors to the island of dolls report several paranormal experiences, and some people have reported the dolls whispering to them. Others have claimed to eyes in the dolls move as watching them. The experiences that have led some people to believe the dolls are possessed by the dead girl's ghost. Brianna died in 2001. Since there's more people that visited the island, they hang up their own dolls on trees. Some visitors continue to report the paranormal events. If you don't know what possessed means, it means controlled by evil spirit. Okay, now we're talking about the Plains of Abraham battlefield. Location, Quebec City, Quebec, Canada. In September 1759, British and French troops fought a battle in the Plains of Abraham. During the 7 years of war, 1756 to 1753, both the French and British commanders were killed in this bloody battle. But the battle was really over. Visitors say a ghostly war continues. People have reported seeing ghosts in the soldiers and the full uniform in the battlefield. The uniforms are from the time period of the battle. The ghosts are unusually seen during the daytime when battle was fought. A series of tunnels is near the old battlefield. Many has said people reported ghostly encounters near the tunnel entrances. These people have included touched or by unseen forces. Many people who have reported the smell of sulfur from cannons being fired. Both British and French used cannons in the battlefield of Abraham. Do the dead soldier on? Soldiers have trained to never give up in battle. Ghost hunters say that's why people report so many ghostly encounters at former battlefields. Now we're talking about the Mummy Museum. Location, Guanajuato City, Guanajuato, Mexico. In the late 1860s, the people of Guanajuato, Mexico paid a fee to have their dead relatives placed in a city cemetery. They had to continue to pay money to keep them there. If they could no longer pay, their relative was removed from the cemetery trips and remains in excellent condition. The dry settlement and lack of air. Years of workers placed the mummified remains into a storage building in the 1950s, and the city built the Guamano Mummy Museum to display the remains. Climate, the usual weather that occurs in a place, mummy, a body that has been preserved. Today more than 4,000 tourists has entered the museum by week. Isles of Shadows. 9 small islands on the west coast of Maine and New Hampshire have paranormal activity on the islands of Shadows. 100 of years known pirates used to own the islands, stopping points. According to one legend, the famous pirate known as Blackbeard once left his heist behind on a longing island to guard his treasure, but he never returned. He died. Visitors on the island have reported seeing the white pale ghost. The ghost is said to whisper he will return. Blackbeard's real name was Edward Teach. He had a long black beard, earned him his nickname. Nigeria on the Lake of Ontario, Canada. A cozy hotel named Blackmore Manor lies in a small town of Nigeria on the lake. In the Ontario, Canada, charming surroundings, hidden and spooky secrets. Lady Sora Shouse lived on the home that is now Brookmore in 1812. She was in love with the Canada Army. The general is Isaac Brooke. The two planned marry when the War of 1812 ended. However, General Brock General Brock was killed in battle. Lady Sophia was heartbroken. She lived a few more years. Lady Sophia was heartbroken. She lived for a few more years in the home, but it said she was never seen again in public. She locked herself away on the second floor. She died alone in the home in 1814, but she may have never left for more ghosts than 200 years. Witnesses have reported her ghost on the Brookmore. She often appears on a second floor. Guests also claim her uncontrollable crying at late night. Locals have also reported seeing Lady Sophia's ghost throughout Nigeria on the lake. They have spotted her walking along a street crying. Locals have nicknamed the ghost Sobbing Sophia. Fact, a moment stands to Nigeria of the breakdown of the General Brock. Witnesses claim to see the general ghost full of military dress along his statue. And you can buy the book on Amazon, The Haunted World, a spine tour of the world's most haunted places. And you can also search on Google your state urban legends, and then it'll pop up your urban legends. One urban legend in my state, Indiana, is that there's under a tunnel where a train fell, and you can still hear the cries of the baby on the train, and when you go in the tunnel. And once you're in there, once all of you are in there with your car parked in, your car will slowly sink down the ground cement. Then your name will be written on blood on the wall. Then you must run at the last letter of your name, because they're gonna haunt you forever and make doom happen, and you won't be lucky ever again. So I've been there before, and I was too young to remember what happened, but yeah, it was scary. So bye.